I mean, you just have to really deconstruct all of the things that you think that you know about him and really look to the fact that this is a brother from Atlanta. Father was a preacher, grandfather was a preacher. He didn't want to be a preacher. Went to Boston, fell in love with this fine sister, right? Beautiful sister. She was a little older than him. Most people don't know that. They fell in love. He moves to Atlanta because from Atlanta to Montgomery, wants to get away from his father, wants to have a little room to breathe and be his own man. 2 seconds of him arriving there, he gets swept up by the local leaders. He's handsome. He can talk pretty well. Have him start talking about this bus boycott thing. Have him start to talk about what's going on with Mrs. Parks. And he gets swept up in history. That's the way we approach it as a person in their real life story, as opposed to 4 words and being your whole life is reduced to 4 words, to I have a dream. I mean, what would any of us do if we were reduced to 4 words? He was so much more than that. And so that was my approach, is just to try to track his life and get underneath the meat of it.
Well, and listen, Ava is brilliant, because I think you all probably recognize, we didn't have the IP for this, and so we were not allowed to use any of his original speeches. And there were times where, we needed another scene, and literally the producers would be on the phone and said, Ava, can you write that this weekend? Can you go back and channel Dr. King and write that this weekend? Which she did. So every single word coming out of his mouth for those speeches, Ava wrote them. And did it in such a way that in the end, Bernice King says to you,
that it's the best interpretation of my father I've ever seen.
There you go.